Hello once again on Cowboy Insiders Today News in the draft NFL 2026. The Dallas want a huge signings that can help a team to win a title this year, which is a Super Bowl. So we are breaking our NFL draft players that are likely to join the Cowboys. Inside the headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys, the atmosphere feels different. There is no noise, no distraction, only focus of the NFL draft of this year are the front office led by the Jerry Jones understands that this is not just another off-season, but this is a moment that could define the future of the franchise in the Cowboys. After frustrating season, the Cowboys are no longer satisfied with obeying a clause. The goal now is clear in the Dallas Cowboys. Build a team that can dominate again. At the center of this vision stands Micah Parsons, the defensive superstar who can carry the unit with his energy and talent. But even a player like Parsons cannot do everything alone. The Cowboys now they must surround him with elite pieces, a player who can match his intensity, speed, and versatility. One of the names strongly forecast in the rooms is a James Pierce. A James Pierce Jr. He is explosive, fast, and relentless when chasing a quarterbacks. The idea of pairing him with Parsons excites everyone offensive lines who would be forced to make impossible decisions. A double team Parsons or stop Pierce. Either way, the Cowboys pass rusher would become one of the most dangerous in the league. Alongside him, another option like Michael Williams offers different kind of strength. Williams is a powerful, disciplined, and capable of stopping both the run and the pass. He represents a balance, something Dallas have been missing in recent years. There is also intrigue around a Sherman Stewart, round but incredible gifted athlete. He is not yet a finished product, but his physical tools suggest he could grow into a dominant force. For the team thinking along team, he is a type of player worth investing in the team. While the defensive line is a major focus, the Cowboys cannot ignore the middle of the field where consistency have been lacking. That is where players like Harold Perkins Jr. come into the pictures. Perkins brings a speed and versatility, capable of flashing the passer, covering receivers, and making tackles in space. He fits a perfect into a modern NFL, where defenses must adapt quickly to complex offenses. Alongside him, a Barrett Carter offers intelligence and leadership. He reads a play well and communicates effectively, and he provides a stability qualities every great defense need. The conversation then shifts to the secondary, an area that has struggled with consistency. The Cowboys understand that in today's NFL, you cannot win without a strong cornerback. That is why Will Johnson is such an attractive option. He has the size, confidence, and skill to become a true shutdown corner capable of neutralizing the league best receiver. There is also excitement around a Travis Hunter, a light talent who can contribute on both defense and offense. This player is called a Travis Hunter. His versatility could give a Dallas unique advantages, adding unpredictability to their game's plan, and for safer, more consistent option, a Denzel Burka provide a reliability and experience, the kind of player or coaches trust in a critical moment. So inside the trenches, the Cowboys know they must become a tougher opponent and have been able to land the ball too easily, controlling a games and wearing down a defense's player like Mason Graham and Tyler Williams offers solutions. They bring a strength, physicality, and the ability to dominate the line of scrimmage. With them in a middle, Dallas could finally fix one of its biggest weaknesses in the NFL. Even though a defense is a priority, the offense cannot ignore it, especially with a Dak Prescott leading the team. A Prescott has forced increasing a pressure and the organization known he need a better support. A receiver like Emeka Egbuka would bring a consistency and reliability hands, helping move the chains and sustain the lives. On the other hand, a Luther Borden 3 adds an explosiveness, the kind of player who can charge game with one play. Protection is just as important. Without a strong offensive line, even the best quarterback will struggle. That is why a Kelvin Banks Jr. is being considered. He offers a strength and a techniques ensuring a Prescott has time to make a plays. Meanwhile, a Jonas Savania provides a versatility capable of filling a multiple roles and adding a depth across the line. Beyond the draft, Dallas is also exploring the possibility of bringing in proven talent through a trades. So a player like a Patrick Surtain too could instantly transform the secondary into one of the best in the league. Adding a Brian Barnes would give a team another elite pass rusher to repair with a Parsons, creating a constant pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And with someone like Buda Baka, the defense would gain a leadership. So the adding of Brian Barnes would give a team another elite pass rusher to pair with a Parsons by creating a constant pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And with someone like Buda Baka, the defense would gain a leadership, toughness, and playmaking ability in the back ends. As the decisions continue, late into the night, one thing becomes clear. The Cowboys are not just looking for talent, they are looking for the identity. They want players who are fast, aggressive, and versatile, a player who can adapt to the modern game and bring energy to every snap. They are building not just a roster but a culture. If this transfers or this NFL Draft 2026 success, the transformation could be a dramatic. The defense would become a faster and more aggressive, capable of dominating a game. The offense would gain a balance and protection, giving a Prescott the tools he needs to succeed. Most importantly, the team would have a young core capable of competing for years to come. But nothing is granted. The draft is always a risk. Every decision carries a weight. Every pick shapes the future. As the Jerry Jones looks around the room, he understands the importance of what lies ahead. But also the Dallas Cowboys want to sign a draft 2026 in the NFL mock. Also, the Dallas want to extend the some players' contract in 2026. So let's continue on those players that the Dallas Cowboys want to sign, want to extend the contract in these periods. Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, he is the defensive leader. His expected contract will vary about between 5 and 6 years, and in his contract will estimately value about 160 millions. And Parsons has already established himself as one of the most dominant defensive players in the NFL. So the Micah brings a net pass slashing ability, a game-changing defensive plays, and leadership on defensive side. With a Parsons leading the defense, the Cowboys have one of the most featured defenders in the football. Also, the Dallas Cowboys want to sign a Tyler Smith. A Tyler Smith is the offensive lineman, and Tyler Smith has become one of the most reliable protectors in the Cowboys offensive line. His expected contract is 4 years, and estimated value is between 70 millions and 85 millions to extend the contract with a Dallas Cowboy. He brings a strong protection for the Dak Prescott, a dominant run blocking, and stability on offensive line. Keeping a Smith ensure that a Cowboys maintain a strong offensive line for years in the Dallas. Also, a Trevon Diggs, the playmaking cornerback. A cornerback, Trevon Diggs, is another key defensive player expected to remain a major part of the Cowboys' plan. Expected contract is between 3 and 4 years, and estimated value of his contract is between 60 millions and 8 millions. So Diggs is famous for his ability to intercept a pass and change the momentum of the game, and he brings a ball hawking skills, a big defensive plays, and a nailed coverage against a top receivers. His ability to create a turnover is a huge advantage for the Dallas. A tight end, Jack Ferguson, has quietly become one of the most reliable weapons. The front office has continued to express a confidence in him, building the offense in the way that allow him to succeed with a better protection and a more reliable weapon. One of the biggest headlines surrounding the team is the continued rise and dominance of Micah Parsons. Parsons has transformed into not only the defensive leader of the Cowboys, but one of the most feared defensive players in the entire league. His versatility, lashing the passer, stopping the run, and even dropping into a coverage make him a nightmare for opposing offenses. The Cowboys are full aware that keeping him happy and eventually securing him with a long-term extension is a top priority for the Dallas Cowboys. The offensive side, Sid Lamb continues to shine as the number one wide receiver. Lamb has proven himself as the inherent playmaker capable of changing a game with his speed, route running, and hands. However, the Cowboys are still evaluating how to strengthen the receiving corps around him. Adding another reliable wide receiver, either through a free agents or the draft, remain a strong possibility as they aim to create a more explosive passing attack. When it comes to free agencies, the Cowboys have taken a disciplined and calculated approach. Instead of chasing a big name signings with a massive contract, the team has focused on value deals and role players who can contribute without creating a long-term financial strain. This strategy reflects the philosophy of the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, who is a Jerry Jones and the front office who believe in building a primarily through the draft while supplementing the roster with a smart free agents addition. Depth has been a major focus. The Cowboys have been working to ensure that injuries, something that has affected them in previous seasons, do not delay their campaign again. That means bringing in experienced backups, especially in a key position like offensive line, defensive line, and secondary. These additions may not always make headlines, but they are crucial over the course of a long NFL season. So another major area of attention is the offensive line. Over the past few seasons, injuries and inconsistencies have affected the Cowboys' ability to protect a Dak Prescott and establish a dominant running game. This offseason, the front office has made it clear that reinforcing the offensive line is a top priority. Whether through a free agency signing or high draft picks, expect Dallas to invest heavily in this area. On defense, the Cowboys remain aggressive and fast. With Micah Parsons leading the way, the defensive unity is built around a speed, pressure, and forcing turnovers. However, the team is still looking to add a more support to defensive line and the secondary to maintain its elite level. The goal is not just to be good defensively, but to be a dominant and game-changing. So now, shifting to the NFL draft, which is the one of the most exciting and critical moments to the offseason, the Cowboys are entering the draft with a clear set of needs. Offensive line, help defensive line depth, and potentially another offensive weapons. The scouting department has been deeply engaged in evaluating college prospects, looking for players who can contribute immediately while also fitting into the team's long-term vision. There is also speculation that Dallas could make strategic moves during the draft, either trading up to secure a top target or trading down to gain additional picks. The flexibility of the approach gives them multiple options depending on how the draft unfolds. And what makes this draft especially important in opportunity to add a young cost-controlled talent. In today's NFL, where a salary cap management is crucial, hitting on draft picks can make